into this chamber. I want to break in here first. And the reason why is I want... Otto, what are you doing? What? Otto. Mike. Get Otto. What is Otto doing, Mike? Mike! Mike. Oh, Otto. Good. Jeez. Alright, so I think I have these settings pretty well figured out. I've adapted them even further, as one will do as time goes on and we keep getting more and more practice and experience at this. We have a new game here, which I said in my last gaming video. I wanted to play a different game after I confirmed that my settings were working. Well, I think I've confirmed as close as I can that my settings are working. So we made a few more tweaks here and there, and now I'm ready to play this other game. I wanted to make sure everything was set up properly and really working, because I'm probably going to do miserably at this game, which is why it's so amazing. I love this game. It's sweeping the circles that I hang around in. Games like this, and this game in particular, are just absolutely all the rage, because it is so frustrating, but so simplistic on its face. You would think it's so much easier than it really is. It is not. So, from the makers of Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together. These are both games that personal friends of mine have been recommending for a while now. And I didn't really get into them so much when they first came out. I don't know why. I have no idea why, frankly. But in doing research for these games, like, all right, you know what? I'm going to check it out and see what these games are all about. I came across this new game by the same people called Oxygen Not Included. And it is absolutely amazing. So if Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together are anything like Oxygen Not Included, which I imagine they are, then boy, am I really late for the boat here. And I don't know why I have been playing these longer. So, and that's by Klei Games, by the way, Klei Entertainment, games by Klei. And you can get this on Steam, Oxygen Not Included. Now, very important that we start off with respecting the wishes of Klei, and that is to tell you that it is an alpha. We are talking pre-release alpha. So that's something that I want to make sure to get out of the way right away. This game is rough around the edges, and that's probably part of the reason why it's so frustrating, is new things keep coming up, and updates and patches, and things weren't working the way they were supposed to. Now they are. So that was kind of a frustrating thing, but then also new elements are being added to the game too. So once you've mastered on this level, like, oh, okay, I can figure it out really well, really easily, a new beta becomes available. And so that's what I'm going to be playing today, is going to be their thermal beta, their thermal update. So, without any further ado, let's get into Oxygen Not Included thermal upgrade. So patch note, something just to note on this, there's a new ice biome in this thermal update. Basically, as the name probably should indicate to you and to everyone, everything is about temperature now. Temperature is a factor that didn't matter before. Now it does. So body heat, as you can see, pipes can burst, circuits, your electrical circuits can overload, buildings can now overheat, duplicates, these little guys that you're creating and printing and getting to do all the work for you, their temperature sensitivity and diseases are now in play, and we have new plants and new buildings, new items. I don't even think I'm going to get that far. Oh my goodness. We start running into problems almost immediately. And part of the problem is I go too fast. So I imagine doing a playthrough like this is only going to exacerbate the problem. So let's get into the game itself. Very first thing we're going to have to do is assemble our crew. And this is a step that I highly recommend you pay attention to. You go through, and basically you're looking at these various variables and attributes here, as well as their traits. And then, sort of important, as you get into the game, these additional elements here either complicate or de-stress you. These guys are going to get stressed out no matter what. Hopefully you won't get too stressed out. So, real quick, I'm going to fast forward while I shuffle through and I find what I'm looking for. Everybody has different opinions. So, for example, here's somebody who's got 9 digging, which is amazing, and good strength. But, and that's where Mole Hands comes into play. He probably has a +4. But because he has the trait of Mole Hands, he gets an additional +5. Now, the problem is, on the downside, he's a narcoleptic. This duplicant can and will fall asleep anytime, any place. And I used to not care about narcoleptic. If they came out with traits like this, I was like, I can afford. But it was pointed out to me, and I've run into issues firsthand where if they fall asleep underwater or if they fall asleep in other places, they will suffocate and you lose your duplicant. Bad news. So further on, again, you're assembling your crew. These are your 3 people. And I'm probably not even going to get up to 8 on my team. So this is like half my team right here. So spend some time on this. So I'm going to go ahead and cycle through and assemble my team. Okay, here we go. And we're back. That took a little bit of time. Fortunately, through the magic of internet and editing, that was like a second for you guys. I think I'm going to go with this team here. And real quick, before I go any further, I want to explain why. This isn't the best. I am missing a few things. But at a certain point, shuffling through, you just get to a point where you're like, all right, fine. I'm just going to go with this. So I've got 2 people who are particularly good at digging, which is going to be important early game because we start out with absolutely nothing dug. The other thing that they're good at is construction. This person is super good at construction and also tinkering. So we have those people with digging, construction. This person here is a slow learner, but they can do it. Makes sense? I'm not going to have him do it, but I mean he can, right? So it's not like he is another trait in here called yokel. Means that he will not do any research of any kind. He cannot do it. If in a pinch, this person at least could, just not very well. So that's kind of how I look at it. Now, on the positive side, diver's lungs here. So air consumption rate is reduced by 25 grams a second, I believe. Duplicant may have been a talented opera singer in another life. I should name this person Mike Rowe. Mike, here this is a dirty job if ever. So Mike Rowe, absolutely. We'll get that guy in there. Mike Rowe, you're in, Mike. You're in. So he's a level 4 miner. We have a level 8 architect. That means this person is really good at construction, also really good at digging. Very important to have both of these things. And on top of that, they tinker, which affects them when they're operating machinery. So I'm covering a lot of bases here, and that's great. This person cannot cook, however. Gastrophobia. The Mole Hands, as we talked about, is for the digging. Gastrophobia, they will not perform cook. It's not an option. I can't do anything about it. Now, the other person that I brought in, I really like. I used to, when I first started playing the game, I used to get everybody out with diver's lungs because oxygen, as the game's title might imply, oxygen is a problem. So, diver's lungs. I used to go across the board, find the best people I could that had diver's lungs and kind of deal with everything else, and then find what I wanted up here. I've gotten away from that because Early Bird is my new favorite, because in the morning they have a +2 to everything, which is great, especially if you look at that learning. That goes up to 9. So I have my scientist. He's going to be doing my research. So the most important things to me, early game, are digging, construction, and research, because that's what's going to be moving your base forward. And let's go ahead and pick just randomize. What do we got? We got to find Starving Utopia. Oh, that would have been a great one. Breathless Facility. Okay, this is going to be great. because we're probably going to suffocate. All right, let's do it. Oxygen not included. So I have a few hotkeys here that I'm going to be hitting. Very first one is the space bar. Pause the game so we can take a look at what we're dealing with. Looks like we've got a cold, look at that, right away I can see the cold biome. This might actually turn out okay. Look at this. We have a ton of water, which is actually early game a problem. You would think as part of a survival game that water is amazing and oh my goodness, look how much water we have. We're gonna win. No, actually it's in the way, frankly. Now, other hotkey I'm gonna use here is F1. These are my overlays. Actually, let me go through that real quick. Just a quick explanation of the game. Maybe I'll throw in like a chapter thing in here so we can skip. If you're already familiar with the game, you can skip this part. I'm going to remember to do that. So, long story short, and I'm not sure how this relates to Don't Starve. Maybe it's exactly the same, just reboxed. I have no idea. So if it is, my apologies for teaching you stuff that you already know. But, so you have this cycle here, and it's basically day-night. When they're awake, when this shaded part moves all the way around back to the arrow again, they go to sleep. If you have cots, beds set up for them, they'll try to get to their beds. If not, they'll pretty much go to sleep where they're at. If they're narcoleptic, they're going to be going to sleep pretty much at random. So, and you'll get used to that. Here we have our population. Here we have our stress, and then who is stressed. Here is our current calories available, and they're all field rations because we're not growing any food. Now, while the game is paused and you're checking out the map, like what do I have up here? So I see copper and coal. That's going to be important here when I'm making electrical circuits and wiring. I'm going to need copper to make that wiring. I've got dirt here. I've got sandstone here, not to be confused with regular sand here. And algae, some people are pronouncing it algae. I don't know, or I don't know. Algae. I'm going to call it algae, because that's what I call it. Fertilizer down here. More copper. Got some plants. And as usual, loads and loads of sandstone until you start moving to the fringe of the map. So, very first overlay that I'm going to be using is going to be oxygen overlay. That's your F1. And now we're seeing our oxygen, breathable gas, essentially. And this has changed for this update. So this is part of the thermal upgrade. It used to show the different gases that you had in there. So for example, carbon dioxide, it just shows up as unbreathable now. So I have to mouse over it to actually see what kind of gas it is. This, for example, is not showing me anything, which means it's probably a vacuum. I don't think we have any other pockets of gas that I can really show you. But there's also hydrogen, chlorine, and a few other things. Very second overlay, the new overlay I'll show you right now is the thermal temperature. I'm sorry, this is the temperature overlay. And yes, we have a biodome right here. That cold biodome is right here. So all of our heating stuff, all of our things that get really, really hot, we're probably going to want to get put closer to here. Maybe that's a mistake. I don't know. The thermal is actually F4, thermal comfort. So basically, if they enter an area that is red, they will heat up. They're nice and warm, or sometimes too warm. And if they enter something that is wet or cold, like water, then they will lose body heat, and you will see the little temperature thermometer indicators rise on them as they complain about being cold. So very first thing that you will notice is our colony requires toilets. And you are absolutely right. That is priority number 1. And we want to kind of dig sparingly, which is something that I don't do very well. I'm also going to hit tab real quick to speed this up. The tab button by default controls your speed. I'm just going to get digging here. So I like to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the starting pad. 2 going, so the printing pod here is 4 squares, and then the ration box is an additional 2. There's 1 square here. So you basically, this is not symmetrical, but that doesn't matter. Some people don't care. I'm going to get them digging first because we have no material. Now that we have material, I can add a tile over here and keep things symmetrical. And I think what I want to do first... Okay, pause real quick. If you take a look, there are tips that pop up over here, and if you click on them, they will open up. So you can kind of check out the game for yourself when you go through it and you want to do a little reading. I'm going to skip that by clicking the little X's instead. I want to kind of avoid these pockets. The very first thing I probably ought to do... Need to build a ladder. So this is 7... This is now 8. I'm just going to make it perfectly. Just one on each side. And we're paused. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to actually go down into this area. And G, down here, you also have more hotkeys. We're going to dig, harvest, prioritize, sweep, mop, deconstruct, and cancel. I'm just going to be hitting some of these hotkeys. Also, from here, once a job is laid down, you can click the prioritize and go and reprioritize it. Make sense? I'm going to cancel that. Or, what I would do instead is I'm going to open my dig tool. And I have the dig tool out, and you'll see the priority here. I'm going to dig this out, if I can. If they can get there. And then when you look at the priorities, it's automatically laid down as neat. So does that help? Awesome. Go! Go, 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 go! What did I do? I built tiles all the way down. See, I'm not even thinking. Why am I not thinking? So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, at least I can count. We've already screwed up. See, we are doomed, folks. We are doomed. I want a ladder. Good job building the tile, though. That was my fault. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna real quick pause again. That would be my first tip, frankly, if I were gonna be giving any sort of advice, which I really shouldn't because I'm terrible at this game so far. I am going to reprioritize all of this stuff so that they get this stuff done first, and then I'm gonna put another ladder here. 10 squares seems to be pretty good. That's more than enough space. And you don't want to dig out too much space because something else that matters here is your pressure. Oh, and this is a bug that I found personally. If you'll notice, you see the temperature is in Celsius. Every time I start the game, I leave it in Fahrenheit, but I have to go in here. This is a little bug. And reselect Fahrenheit. Now it's Fahrenheit. And you'll also notice the pressure there, sufficient concentration. It's 1,265 grams, I believe, of oxygen. That's pressure. If you dig too far, you'll lose pressure, and that's what we used to see on this oxygen overlay. So we want to be careful where we're digging. We don't want to break through any of these holes too soon. Now, the other thing I like to do while they're off doing that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that 10 squares plus the 2 ladder spaces, those are typically a pretty good amount of space for your initial tiles especially. Oxalite is actually producing oxygen. It's emitting oxygen, if you can read in the tooltip there. It emits oxygen. So early on, that is what is keeping us alive. So we don't want to dig too much of that out. Go ahead and go. If I break into this chamber, I want to break in here first. And the reason why is I want... Otto, what are you doing? What? Otto. Mike. Get Otto. What is Otto doing, Mike? Mike! Mike. Oh, Otto. Good. Jeez. While we're at it, real quick, let's open up the jobs prioritization with the J button, which I think I just clicked it, because that is one hotkey I don't mess with. My scientist is super good at research, which means no one else needs to be doing research. That's crazy, right? Same with the compost. It looks like tinkering. I don't want my scientist to be worrying about compost. Art is another one of those. Don't do art. We'll show you why in a while, I'm sure. Let's see if we can get decor going. Now, I also don't want my scientists to dig, because I've got super good diggers over here. But I also don't want him to build, necessarily. Really, he's just going to be standing around doing nothing for a lot of this. I also don't want him to worry about power too much. We'll let these other guys, and hopefully our new duplicants, worry about that. I want his primary focus. He can do certain things so that they don't have to worry about it. I want them digging. Like, I want them digging. I want them to dig. So that's my priority. But for Otto, as the game progresses, I want him to be focused on research. So I'm going to mark out my floors too. So like I said, 10 across is typically a good amount of space without opening up too much space, if that makes sense. And then 4 is from ground level, standing on this tile, your duplicants can reach items that are 4 tiles above them. Or at least, like if they were here, then 3 tiles up is where they can reach. So they will not be able to build this until I dig out what's on top. And then they'll build it from the top down. Does that make sense? They can't build from down here, it's too far. So we're gonna make 4 square tile floors. Make sense? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, new floor. 1, 2, 3, 4 is where they can reach, new floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, new floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this just helps me visualize. And it can change. You don't have to do it like this. You can get creative. You can get decorative. You can do all sorts of crazy things. I've seen a lot of people do. Like one of the YouTubers that I watch, his name is Sky. I'll try to, maybe I'll link his channel at the end here. I hope he doesn't mind that I do that, but I really admire that guy and his gameplay. He is really good at this game and super excited about it, and his videos are just really worth watching. So I'll probably link his channel if he doesn't mind. Sky, if you do mind, let me know, and I'll unlink that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But he built a stair-stepped, like he's building a stair-stepped tiered, because I guess he's well, first of all, he's that good at the game. So he's got to make it, challenging for him and make people like me feel even worse about ourselves. I'm just kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's super fun to watch. Super fun to watch. And I'll build over here too, just to help visualize since I got a ladder going down here. All right, go, go, go. And we'll speed that up. So ideally, I want to put bathrooms in here soon. And we're going to actually prioritize that because we're not going nearly fast enough. 1, 2. I should open up some space, but I don't want to break into this area because that is full. That is not full of carbon dioxide. See, I'm still getting used to this oxygen overlay, but it's gonna depressurize. Well, not depressurize. It's gonna pressurize, which will depressurize everything that I already have pressurized. Does that make sense? Hopefully. So we're gonna build an outhouse up here. We're gonna get an outhouse up here, and then I want to put in tiles. We'll also have new materials show up, but right now what I have is sandstone. Now, while I have the game paused, we are going to prioritize that. And unpause. Go, go, go. Super fast. Super fast. Go, 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 go. At the same time, I'm going to do a quick, just 3 tiles. 2. Should I go all the way across? Should I? Should I? Theoretically. Oh, see, they're cold. Did you see that? They were cold. I'm going to build tile here while we can. You'll notice the items are falling down to the bottom. They fall out. They stay basically on the next level of ground. Get up here and build this. Come on, guys. I think it's been mentioned before, only 2 people can work on a ladder at a time. So if they can't reach the priority, even though this is a higher priority, if they can't reach it, they won't do it. Oh, Ellie is suffocating because of all of that non-oxygen. It's not breathable up there. There's a vacuum that we are filling in. Good, we have a bathroom. Solid, very good. All right, next we need cots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually see if I can. I'm going to do that. That looks good. I'm going to do that. So far, not a terrible start. Not a terrible start. We'll see how we can muck it up. I'm sure we'll find a way here soon. Otto stopped. Otto, are you my scientist? Yep. So Otto doesn't have his bed built yet. Poor Otto. Look at that. Otto just went to sleep right there. Mike Rowe, naturally. He has his cot. Very good. Ellie, very nice. Ladies always, you know. Otto, you're a gentleman for letting the lady have a cot. We have a hatch. Very cool. Maybe that hatch is going to come into play. It is now nighttime. They go to sleep. Whatever jobs you have queued, they will not do because they need sleep. And that's okay. We'll let them sleep. I could toggle a red alert where they enter a state of emergency and they ignore their basic needs. That will wake them up. But I don't want to do that because there's no need. There's no need to stress them out. They will be very stressed soon enough, I'm sure. They're already... No, okay, good. Our stress is down. That's good. Good, good, good. Oh, this is going to end so horribly. I can tell. I can just tell. Okay, so what is the temperature? What do we got going on over here? I'm really excited about having this. It's a really good map. The last couple maps I've been playing on. Okay, so we have a skill increase here. I should have mentioned this, but do you remember those attributes that we were talking about? Not the attributes, but I'm thinking their stats. Yeah, the attributes. I got it right. Hey, I got something right. All right. They do increase over time. So here, Mike Rowe and Ellie increased their athletics, which means they move faster. 10% increased movement speed, which is great. So as they do a job like digging, they get better at that job. So that's another reason to kind of focus. You'll see, like, remember if we went through with Otto, I think all his stuff was kind of like white or something, and it wasn't really good. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I probably want tinkering to be up, and I'm going to take Mike off of the compost. So don't just set it and forget it. Remember to come back. We're also going to take Mike off. I want him really, he's a miner especially, so as the name should hint, I really want him focused on digging. He really, he's got a 4 in digging. Ellie has a 4 on digging as well, but she's an 8 on construction because she's an architect. So she can build. But he's not bad at it, you know? Neither is... You know, right now, I think I'll have Otto do it, too. Otto, you're just standing around, and you were worrying me over on that ladder there earlier, so... Let's make sure we get this tile built. And then, what I need to do... I want to get over this biodome here. I want to get over to the cold. Definitely good, and we might just... break... No, we're not going to break the vacuum. We're not going to. We're not going to. I was about to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with a break for a ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I apparently went crazy there. Lost control of my hand. Don't worry, I'm okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we need to dig this out. And we're going to dig it out. I'm going to dig it out. I'm going to dig this out at a 2 and a 2. And I'm not going to forget about that. I'll put a ladder here just because. So I remember, like, why did I leave a gap there? Oh, yeah, a ladder. Duh. That looks good for right now. Something else I'm going to do. I really want to get into this copper because we're going to need it. But I don't want to break the vacuum. So we'll just kind of dig. I think we'll dig that out too. I want extra copper. We can dig this out too. I don't want to dig that out, but we can dig that out. Really want copper. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Doing good on oxygen. You want to maintain this stuff. You are absolutely micromanaging in this game. Absolutely. Do not stop. Constantly micromanaging. That is the name of the game. So I'm going to leave a little gap here. I'm going to build another bathroom. I don't think I need it, but you know, I really, with water fairly accessible, I don't want to pollute it. That has gotten me in some trouble in the past. Not me, but I mean I don't, you know, never had any accidents in the water. Okay, let's forget about all this. This conversation is getting off course. This is not about me. This is not about me. My duplicants. Duplicants. We'll go ahead and build across here. Just because it's not going to matter here, so we can just bring that back. That's another way for us to mine. Also, if you'll notice the tile, on the tile, duplicants find these easier on the feetsies than jagged bedrock. So it kind of improves decor, which is something else that you're worried about over on the F8 hotkey. Green is good, red is bad. So you don't want to dig too fast. Something I want to do real quick, we're going to need this algae anyways. Or algae, or algae, or I don't know, algae. I call it algae. We have a cot built here, and the oxalite is consuming itself. If you let it burn out, it will disappear. So we need to put in tile as it depletes itself. So I'm digging only in twos. They need 2 tiles in order to move. So we're digging those out, but I want to keep it small, for right now at least, so that it can pressurize. We've got pretty good pressure up here. It's decent. We're holding back the vacuum. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, actually, speaking of, we're going to stop right there. Because we got a vacuum right there. And we don't really need it. What we're really going into is, look how cold it is. 4 degrees. That tile is 4 degrees. And the air temperature is dropping. And the oxygen level, you'll see, is rising? Kind of. You'll see the gas moves around. But here's an excellent example while they're sleeping. Gas, the oxygen here is flowing. Something to mention. I'm going to pause real quick. Something to mention. The very important thing about this game, again, I'm not sure if it's the same in other Klei Entertainment games that they've developed, but physics matters to a certain extent in this. You won't believe it by looking at the water. You'll see what I mean when I start releasing the water and building a tank. But basically, oxygen is a very light gas, and so it wants to travel up. Carbon dioxide is a heavier gas, so it wants to travel down. So take that into consideration. Heat rises, I believe, as well. All these things that you would normally think are true are true. So up here, we produce, in here there's a lot of carbon dioxide. I don't think it produces carbon dioxide, but what an outhouse will create is it'll create polluted dirt. Polluted dirt will emit, just like oxalite emits good oxygen, polluted dirt will emit bad oxygen, polluted oxygen, and we can't filter that out. So we want that polluted oxygen to stay up here if we can until we can develop something that will filter that. Does that make sense? So there are elements of this game that I'm not necessarily explaining, and I'm realizing that, and so I'm explaining it as I go. So hopefully that helps. Right here, this is all carbon dioxide because it was a vacuum, and we're in here, so there's no air because we're digging it out. But my duplicants here are breathing, so they're filling this chamber with carbon dioxide, and it doesn't have anywhere to go. So hopefully this oxygen is going to push in here, and then push the carbon dioxide out. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. While we're on the subject, I'm going to dig out here. This looks like, I mean, it's not quite as low as I usually prefer to go, but it's low enough. Skip every other tile. I think we can reach there. Okay, that's good. So then we're going to dig all of this out. Hopefully we can reach everything from where we're at. Oh, something to note about sand. See what's happening there? Did you see what happens? I hate sand. I don't. You learn to deal with it. If you're digging underneath sand pocket, it will fall and clump back up, and now you have to redig it. So what I like to do instead is I will dig it out when it's up there. Nope, didn't matter. I didn't catch it in time. But Ellie got it. Ellie figured it out. She knows. She knows. I'm going to dig a little bit more of this algae here. So like right here, if I dig this out, this sandstone, then this sand is going to fall. So what I can do instead is dig it out from the top first and then dig out the sandstone. Then I don't have to dig twice. Does that make sense? Okay, they are done doing what I needed them to do, which is perfect because we are late. We are so far behind. 2, 3, which is way too many. Way too many to be building right away. But we're going to build these batteries in the cold zone because they heat up. They will heat up, and that's going to be a problem. So if I keep them over here, it will keep them cool. Remember what I said earlier about this thermal update. Buildings will now overheat, potentially. So if I put the batteries that get hot anyways up here, let's say, over here, where it's already 100, 102, they're going to overheat. I'm going to lose the batteries. So if I put them over in the cool area... Not gonna overheat. Not gonna overheat. Don't overheat. Okay, so we have our hamster wheel. We have the manual generator. We're gonna set that as a priority 6 because I want to remember that we have in the oxalite burned up. But we have time to build this. We can get a new duplicant. Why do I say it like that? Tip number, whatever tip this is, you do not have to have, if you don't want, which I'm looking at these guys, I don't think I want. Eesh. No. Okay, so, I don't have to print. I will reject all. Are you sure? Yeah, that's okay. So real quick, I'm going to press E for the reports, and we're not producing any oxygen at all, and we're really, really low on it to begin with. I think all of our oxalite is burned up. We need to start researching, which is what I'm trying to do with the power here. That's why I said we're behind. We are late. Oh my goodness. Hopefully that doesn't bode ill for us. I think it does, but that's okay. I warned you from the beginning. Hopefully by now you're like, okay, I get how this game is, and this is exactly like Don't Starve or Don't Starve Together. I don't know. I get it. Hopefully this makes sense. But isn't this kind of fun? It's kind of detailed, really cool. Something else we're going to do, we need to explore. We do need to explore, but I don't want to go too far because I see slime. And that's perfect. We got polluted water and a thimble reed. Very cool. Very cool. But we are concerned right now about food, frankly. So they are filling in the copper. Perfect. The research station is now available. Now, quick note about research stations. You need to do 2 things. You need to do 3 things. I am going to do 3 things. Number 1, I'm going to change the priority to number 6. Because I still have Otto doing other things, I want to make sure that if I queue any research, he stops whatever that level 5 normal priority thing is and comes and does the research. I want it done, and I want it done now, Otto. Jeez. Second, you have to open research, and this is where we can go to queue research. Now, you can either select one at a time, which I typically do, because this tree line right here is the research you can do with just one research station. There is a supercomputer you need to build to go further. We will not be building one of those just yet. So I'm just going to individually click. But later on, if you want to queue, for example, if I want fine dining, but I have to do farming first. See, I'll click on liquid piping so I can show you. I'm going to need fine dining. It will say, oh, you need to do this first, and then it'll start on fine dining. Or all the way down, if I want a med bay, you need to do liquid piping first, then sanitation sciences, then I'll get you your med bay. But we don't have to worry about that right now. We need planter boxes for food and compost, and we need algae. Sky, do you see what you're doing? You're messing with my verbiage here. We're messing with my language. Algae terrarium. Maybe it's a good thing. Now, last thing, I didn't do it. If you click this and fabricate, it will make 1 novice research. And if that's how you want to go through and micromanage, maybe there's a reason for that. What I like doing is I will select the novice research and then continuously fabricate if resources are available and if research is queued. So it's not like he's going to go burning through resources, which it requires 100 kilograms of dirt to make novice research. He is going to continuously be needing dirt delivered to this station, which Mike Rowe is doing right now. Mr. Dirty Jobs is delivering the dirt. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. I appreciate delivering the dirt. Perfect. It's a dirty job, but I knew Mike Rowe could handle it. I've seen him handle way, way worse. We got another hatch. Where's that other hatch? Hey, yeah. We've got 2 hatches. Hatches are going to become a factor soon, but I don't want to break into their little areas just yet. Because we're not producing any oxygen. We're still just kind of riding this thing out. Dangerous living, I know. Aren't they so cute? So cute. Oh, and they're up. Okay, back to work. Go, go, go. Otto is now feverishly working on research. Go, Otto. Go, Otto. Now, I'm going to very quickly... I'm going to pause the game, and I'm going to build a 3x3 section here. Careful not to break any of the vacuums here. And, oh no, I have to. I just said not to break the vacuum, so, well, God, that's awful inconvenient. I'm gonna have to break the vacuum, aren't I? So, I might as well break the vacuum. Just bite the bullet. I will break the vacuum. However, I will seal off part of it. You will not win, game. I will have my pressure. Gas pressure. I will have it. So we are going to build in preparation, hopefully. Because like I said, these outhouses produce the dirt, and right now, that contaminated dirt that's going to produce polluted oxygen, which is not a good thing considering we're not currently producing oxygen. Oh my god. Oxygen is not included. In case the name of the game didn't indicate that to you. We need a place for this to go. We also need to be concerned about where are we going to plant food? That's an excellent question. I need to get started on that as well. So I'm going to dig 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with a ladder. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. All right. Maybe not. Maybe not the full 10. Maybe not. 9? Is 9 good enough? 9 will be good enough. 9 will be good enough. And we need to dig out 3. And I'll put a ladder here, just so, again, I remember. I don't want to break into this, though, otherwise I'd make the ladder go all the way through. I will come up to it, though. I'll dig that out. That's fine. That should be alright. I want to set this as the top priority, though. Get this built first. Build that first. No, don't build that. Ellie. Ellie. What are you... Ellie. Ellie. Mike! Mike! Excellent! Gold star, Mike. Oh, yeah. Sure, Ellie. Sure, Ellie. Now you're here. What did I do? Did I screw that up? Did I just dig that out and put the ladder? Sounds like something I'd do. While I'm at it, I'm going to dig this out. Now I'll make the ladder go all the way up. That way we have a little bit... We are losing some pressure in this, but it gives the gas someplace to go once we put... Compost is what we're going to put there. Spoiler alert. Compost. Look at all that chlorine and hydrogen. Do we have a morb? We do not have a morb. You were wondering, look at that patch of algae in here. And coal. Research is complete. Perfect. Wonderful. That is exciting news. Because we need oxygen. Because oxygen is not included. Okay. That's my commercial, I guess. I guess this whole thing is a commercial, though, isn't it? Because I'm... Anyways. Okay, so we need to dig this out. Because we need more carbon dioxide down here. So we can build algae terrariums. The problem with algae terrariums... See, people just throw these things in here. Algae terrariums. They recycle carbon dioxide, which we are breathing and we have plenty of. We are exhaling. And they convert it back into oxygen. They also gain minor efficiency bonus from direct light. something to keep in mind. A lot of people, a lot of gamers that I see out there, including you, Sky, I'd love to know why you're not doing this. Maybe I haven't gotten to that video yet. But if you put light over this algae terrarium, it'll produce a little bit more. I know you don't love algae terrariums because they use a lot of resources, but at the very least, what I am going to do right now, though, because pressure is going to be a problem, I know because I have failed because of it many, many times already, I'm going to put in an oxidizer. And what an oxidizer is going to do is it's going to take algae and, just algae rather, and just flat burns it, essentially, crushes it, whatever, into oxygen. More than an algae terrarium, but the benefit of the terrarium is it converts a gas that I'm already having. It recycles, which in a survival situation that we find ourselves in, I'm also going to get gas piping while I yammer on here. Continue our research. This produces much more oxygen than the algae terrariums, but the algae terrariums are actually taking carbon dioxide out of the air. So there's a benefit, there's pros and cons. So you want both. This is going to produce much more oxygen than that, but at least the algae terrariums are pulling carbon dioxide out of the air. Now, you don't want to go with all algae terrariums because you don't have that much algae, and you are burning algae on both. And additionally, algae terrariums require algae and water. Is that way too much information without visually showing you? Probably. But I'll show you later on. Something else, since this is going right now, I should show you is the heat. Check out the heat here. This is heating up to 81, but the room is still very, very cool, and that's because I put this over in the cold zone. So these batteries, because they're always running, are producing a lot of heat, which now the deoxidizer is going to be producing too. But since these things, basically, that's their whole mission in life, is to ruin my base with heat, I'm going to stick them over in the cold. Take that. Now, unfortunately, we have not planted anything. We need to plant. You know what I'm going to do? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I changed my mind. I'm allowed to do that. I can change my mind. I am going to prioritize. This all needs to be a 6, but this needs to be a 7 once we get there. We need to plant food. So stop what you're doing. Stop it. And go dig. That's okay, we need power. So, Micro, saving us, getting us to the power. Ellie, keep going, Ellie. Keep going. Keep going. Now that we have oxygen, by the way, what are we producing? Taking a look at our reports. We are producing a ton of oxygen. Not great. It's not really that great. But we're positive. I only say that that's actually terrible, but well, it's not terrible, but it's not negative, and I'm so used to seeing negative oxygen production. We can afford to get another duplicate. How great is that? We also need to we need to dig this out. We need to create our storage tank here. But first we need food. Oh my goodness. I'll still do the research, that's fine. I'll still do the research. It's being dug slowly. It's slowly filling with oxygen. So now you'll see our oxidizer is working. Producing oxygen. We don't have a ton of carbon dioxide down here, so I haven't bothered with the algae terrariums. We've got other stuff that we're trying to worry about. And there is some down here, but there's no sense in putting an algae terrarium in oxygen. There's nothing for it to convert. So what I'm trying to do with digging this out is create a carbon dioxide pocket. It just falls and falls and falls and collects down here at the bottom. And then I can get it converted back into oxygen. But since that isn't currently my problem, I'm not going to waste the resources. I'm not sure if they run anyways, if it runs regardless. That's something to note about this. Every now and then, see if I can pause it on time. We have the research complete, that's great. No, it's like... there we go, max gas pressure. It's going to, the reason why I fully open this up is because once this hits, I think it's 1800. Once this hits 1800 pressure, the deoxidizer stops so that you're not burning through resources. And it gives you that notice, max gas pressure, so it turns off. But because it is trying to fill up the entire base here, and I have... Oh, by the way, that reminds me. See, rambling can be a good thing. I need fertilizer! Or, at least, I don't need polluted oxygen. So we're going to make this actually top priority. Even over food. Because we still have some food. And there's food over here that I have not collected just yet. And I guess we're producing some oxygen over here, so that's... Again, we're not in dire straits right now. That's good. I'm not going to do any more research because I need 2 people digging. Mike Rowe can't do it all by himself, and neither can Ellie, so good job, Ellie. Now that this is built, I'm going to make this a priority 6 because I don't want contaminated dirt just sitting. If contaminated dirt pops out, I want someone to go grab it and put it in there. Alright, so far so good. What's the air temperature here? Cold, which is great. That's good news. It's very good news. So, we are going to try... Should we? Is this going to be too cold? This is probably going to be too cold, but I think it's going to heat up, especially if I connect these. This is where my heat is, and I can get it to come up. Long-term thinking. Oh, bump the mic. Long-term thinking. I'm going to do it. Am I crazy? Am I stupid? Probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess. Now, I'm going to build 1, 2, 3. I'm going to build that out as well. But I'm going to put a tile here. Is this a vacuum? That's a vacuum. I'm going to put a tile there. I can change the type of tile as well. This matters. So, granite was actually a good heat conductor, and how you can tell is you go in here, you mouse over granite, and in details it will tell you. Thermal conductivity is really good at conducting heat. Not like super good, but it's good at conducting heat. Whereas sandstone is 2.9. Oh, so you know what I really want to do? Because I think it conducts. Well, I think that's just. I don't know. Let's just go. Let's just go. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Why are you listening to me? Why are you watching me play this? I don't know what I'm doing. Go watch Sky. He knows what he's doing. I'm just trying to keep up. Build, 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 and I didn't think I need to actually build 3 high, because that's how high the plants are. Ellie, you don't need air, just go. Air is a crutch. Come on. Look at Mike go. Mike doesn't need air. Oh, Mike just left. Or Otto. Otto, where's Mike? Mike, I gave you too much credit. I'm sorry. Otto doesn't need air. Okay, Otto needs air. That's fine. Fair enough. So I think the calculation, are we going to get them built? Just in time. Just in time, because now it's time to sleep. I'm going to go through and plant. 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 So these can grow in a temperature of 49 to 85. This is almost too cold, but it's heating up. It's heating up because we opened it up and now it's connected to the base, and the base is rather warm, so the warmth is going to bleed this way. See, we're losing some of the blue and we're gaining some of the green. And that means, hopefully, this will stay at a reasonable temperature. We want it to stay about green. If it gets yellow, it's too high. So we're asleep again. Good, good, good. So we're going to get these going, and then I think we might call it for this episode. Because no one's died yet. And, you know, maybe that'll give you the illusion that, I know what I'm doing. Well, he made it this far and no one's died, so he must know. Complete luck. I'm just as surprised as you are. Are we filling up with algae now? with algae with carbon dioxide now? No, because we're pumping out too much oxygen. We're not pumping out that much. Oh, I guess we are. Well, in this moment, I guess we are. But the pressure's not built up. We're too opened up. And we're going to lose atmospheric pressure. So, see, we're not out of the woods yet. They still have to have a certain amount of pressure before they can grow. So, we have addressed power. We have addressed research, which is currently paused because I want jobs to be done. I need a 4th duplicant. And we have addressed food. And the restroom situation. Next is going to be storage. Very, very valuable. I like that they're doing this. I want them to be doing this as well. Yep, see? Atmospheric pressure dropped. It's not enough here. Is this leaking? I've never had... I think it is. Look, that's going through the rock, is it not? Does it just do that? Is that just a glitch? No, it's not changing. It's actually getting colder. I think I probably need to do a tile. Oh, no. Well. Good. Hey, another duplicant. Perfect. Anybody good? Before I say, oh my gosh, it's so great. Well, wait, hold your horses. Let's go see. Go see what we got here. So, dimensionally inept, this person will not build, which is good because they don't have construction. Nothing is more annoying than getting somebody who cannot do a job that they're really good at. This is a business channel first, and let me tell you, yeah, that's pretty amazing. May looks pretty good. Nadia looks okay, too. We like the digging. I would love to have another digging person in here, another miner. Tinkering is good, too. We need the tinkering. We now have machines that they can run, so that's good. But creativity, do we have somebody that has creativity already? All the games I've played are blending together, and I don't remember if I have somebody with creativity. See, creativity is who does the artwork. And artwork is something we need to start worrying about. We should have already started worrying about it, because they create items of decor that help drop the stress, that relieve stress. This person can't cook, but I think I already have. I might just get May. I think it's going to be May. Well, hold your horses, May. I just selected your card. You know, hold your horses there. Oh, Nadia is busting out some crazy dance moves. Oh, Bert over here. Look at this. Bert is practicing Steven Crowder's Ancient Art of Kata over here. Do you see that? Steven Crowder, which you probably can't see because it's way too small. Here, let me. Mug Club. Hang on, see the in the background here? Mug Club. Steven Crowder. Mug Club. Where's my finger? Mug Club. Okay. That's the Ancient Art of Kata right there. It's gonna be May. It's gonna be May. Get in here, May. Yep. And we are going to go back and reevaluate our jobs. We now have compost. Micro is our miner. I don't want you to be worrying about that. We have somebody who really, really, really can handle that. So you know what? Ellie and Otto, you are off the hook. It is an important job, but I think May can handle it. No art, though. We do have somebody that has not as much creativity, but a little. No research for you. I don't know what the liquid cool fan is, but we're just going to select the jobs here. Repair, you're not good at tinkering, so... Otto, you're off the hook there, too. I might get you back on power, though, because right now I'm not having you research, so you go do the power. Mopping and harvesting, I'm not going to have you do. I will keep you very selective. I'm very protective of my scientists here. You know what? No combat either. You're a scientist. Let's assume you're a pacifist, too. Let's just say you're a peaceful scientist there. Right? Right. So, okay, reprioritizing the jobs. This looks pretty good. Let's keep going. Keep going. We lost the wood or the mealwood. It's not wood, it's mealwood. We're losing the fight for food over here. You know what we might do? I'll tell you what we might do. Look at this is going to be controversial. This one I don't know about. Oh, let's get some hate in the comment section. Not really. We have, like, no subscribers, so no one's ever going to see this, so it's okay. I'm going to do this because no one's ever going to see this. This far into the video, no one's ever going to see this. It'll be fine. I'm going to put an algae deoxidizer right here to start just juicing this area up. Oh my goodness. And you know what else we're going to do? We're going to seal this off. Because this is only 3 instead of 4. So I'm going to make it a little room. Oh, but don't do that first. I don't care about that first. I want you making food. We're going to run out of food. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put another one here. And let's do it a full 10. Let's do a full 10. This will be like a greenhouse here. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's going to be too cold. It's letting cold air in. It's going to get super cold. And it's also going to let warm air out, which is not terrible. This is not running, so we're losing our food. We need to research decor. We have a 4th person here, so we need decor. Oh my goodness, we're so far behind. Oh, we're not getting anything done. Not getting anything done. All right, let's get this going. Yeah, no, all right. I'm gonna plant some mealwood here. I don't have that many seeds. Let me try growing them here. I'm gonna grow inside first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all the seeds. Man, we gotta stop burning them through them like that. Come on, oxidizer. Let's go, let's go, let's go. In fact, since you're a secondary oxidizer, I'm going to put a little block right here. And kind of force air to kind of, you kind of see it kind of put, it's now, look at that. See it pushing? Oh, that's beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. It's a chilly environment. Yeah, it's too cold now. We have to heat this up, which this will also do. So that's a benefit. Oh, it's nice and warm up here, though. I should have built up here. I don't have any more seeds. But that's okay. It'll warm up. You know what else we could do? I don't think we can right now. Yeah, we can now. Manual airlock. Look at this. Oh, we've got water. Oh, we got condensation, I think. Is that what happens there? I think so. Oh, somebody's working on the fertilizer. Excellent. We've got polluted oxygen going on. That's okay. So, since I am producing oxygen in this room, I am going... This will probably relieve some of the hate in the comment section. There, see? I have a manual airlock, so my guys can still move through. But we have now stopped, and we are reaching max pressure much quicker. And staying there. Perfect. Yes. Look at this. Now we just have to worry about the heat. Research is completed. Perfect. Okay. Let's leave it here. Let's leave it here. That's a good place. I got things going. So, what do you think? Kind of a neat game, yeah? I like it. I like it a lot. So, again, let's go back to the Steam page here. This is not Oxygen not included. Pre-release alpha. And I'm playing, on top of that, the beta thermal upgrade. So, if you get this on Steam... You're going to want to go into the game preferences and make sure you get the beta. Download, opt in. You need to opt in for the betas that are coming out. If you want to play this version of the game. If you want to play the original version, the vanilla version without the temperature aspects. There's some other changes too that people are talking about on the forums, or people like Sky. Again, I'm going to add his channel at the end here. He talks about some of the changes, that it's easier to grow food now a little bit, or there are some intricacies with food that we have to pay attention to. But anyways, long story short, we're going to leave it right here, and I'll see you again next time. I hope you liked the game, and I'm going to be doing more videos like this, but we're also going to be getting back to other kinds of videos, the political and business stuff too. This is a jack-of-all-trades kind of channel. Now, as always, I am not your boss. You are not my employees. You don't have to do anything I say. If you don't like this game, you don't have to play this game. Obviously, this is all my opinion. So, with that in mind, I will see you all next time. See ya.